All right, we're recording. Welcome to tonight's team call. We're going to start out, as always, with recognition. So I'm just going to read down the list on our July tracker in Knockouts United. Sarah Broderick is crazy, and she's already at SC12. She's on fire this month. Courtney Pund, you've got 4 points. Mel Russo, 4 points. Lydia McIntosh is at 4 points. And I'm at 3 points. Luann is at 2 points. Nicole, 2 points. Savannah, 2 points. Zach, 2 points. Oops, Luann's on here twice. Okay. Brittany Watt, you're at 2 points. Lauren Woods, 2 points. Brittany Copeland, you're at 4, aren't you? Brittany? Yeah. Are you paying attention? Just kidding. And Lauren Benishik, you're at 1.
I unmuted it.
Oh, sorry. That's right. So
and it keeps freezing. Your voice is like...
Uh-oh. Maybe it's because I'm talking too fast.
I don't know.
Anyways, I don't know if those are all totally up to date, but those are our Success Club numbers according to our tracker in the group. So tonight, I just want to go over Summit and everything we talked about there and what it was like. And I'm super excited for those of you who have already gotten your ticket for next year's Summit because I can't even explain it. I took notes and I typed them all up, and we're going to kind of go into them tonight, and I'll upload them to our group so that you can print them out and take whatever notes on them that you want. But I don't think my notes are going to do the presentations and the workshops and the motivational speakers and all that. It's not going to do any justice because I guess that like the energy, it sounds so corny, and I'm not trying to be corny, but like being in a room with all these coaches and the energy and the positivity and just like everyone working towards the same goal and kind of on the same mission. And it was just crazy. So our day, like our daily schedule at Summit, we would wake up and we had a morning workout. We worked out with Shaun T and Autumn Calabrese, and the super workout had like a little bit from each trainer. So Sagi from Body Beast, Tony Horton. It was awesome. And then we'd kind of shower and have breakfast at the hotel. And then in the morning, we had like 3 45-minute long workshops. And that's where a majority of these notes come from. Then we would grab lunch, and then afternoon there was kind of a general session where that's where like the big motivational speaker would come speak. Shalene Johnson spoke. Her sister Janelle Summers spoke about like social media and kind of how to master that. Melanie Mitro spoke about the leadership ladder, which I took notes on that we'll be going over. So it was pretty cool. And then what's after that? And then dinner, of course. And then at night, we either had the opening ceremonies, which is where we found out all the announcements about the cool new products that are coming out, and recognition and stuff like that. We had the closing ceremonies, which is where they announce like all the Beachbody Challenge winners. So everyone who buys a challenge pack takes before and after pictures, and they can submit them on the website. And we can do this too as coaches. And usually you get a free t-shirt from it. So if you've never done that before, I recommend doing that because you can get a lot of free Beachbody swag to wear and share. So they announced the winners for like each age group. It was pretty cool. There were a lot of just inspiring stories that kind of reminds you like the whole point behind being a coach anyway. Like it's not I mean, making money is great and you can build a sustainable business, but it's not necessarily about making the money or about getting 2 Success Club points or having someone buy the challenge pack instead of the regular program. I mean, it's really just about the results people are getting and how they're really changing their lives. And it's so cool to see. And just have that reminder. We set goals for ourselves each month. And a lot of times they're business oriented. It's not necessarily, I want to help, someone lose 5 pounds this month. A lot of times it's, I want to get 5 Success Club points. So I guess this just kind of brings everything full circle, and it's really cool. And so those of you who are going next year, I'm really excited to go with you guys. And Nashville was awesome, but we can talk more about that later. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen. All right, to the notes that I took. Okay, so the first workshop, I'm going to go through this pretty fast. I just want to give you guys kind of a general overview. If you have any questions about anything, when I upload this file in the group, you can comment on it and ask questions. Feel free to print it out, whatever. So the first workshop we had was about Shakeology, sharing Shakeology and building like sustainable Shakeology drinkers. Because Shakeology is tied to everything, right? Commission, rank, success club, people's good health, your good health. You know, you're sharing a part of your journey. Shakeology is tied to everything. They suggested, which I never really thought about this. If you ask me about Shakeology, I can tell you it tastes darn good. Sometimes when I make it, it tastes like a friggin' chocolate milkshake. I know it's got a lot of superfoods. I know it's got 17 grams of protein. It's got 160 calories a serving. It's got a lot of things in it that I can't pronounce, but people tell me they're good for you. And so I say, why not? Drink it. Well, I mean, what is that? You want to tell people about Shakeology. You want to tell them, hey, what is so good about it, right? I mean, you're not going to say, oh, well, we have adaptogens. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. And you can't tell them what it is. So we do personal development. It's one of our 3 vital behaviors. Let's do personal development on Shakeology, right? So they talked about, you know, picking an ingredient in Shakeology and kind of highlighting it either in our challenge group, which I thought was an awesome idea, especially in the beginning, because people have the opportunity to stay on home direct if they really see the value in Shakeology. So they talk about highlighting an ingredient one day and talking about what's so good about it, why our body needs it, why is it in this nutrient dense shake to begin with, right? So learn about the ingredients and what they do. Ask people like engaging questions in the challenge group and in personal messages on your own. You know, how do you feel since drinking Shakeology? Do you like the way it tastes? If they don't like the way it tastes, obviously suggest a new recipe or how you like to make it. You know, you should be a product of the product so you can be able to recommend something. Ask what improvements they're feeling. Do they, you know, is it good because they're having Shakeology instead of having soda or, you know, coffee loaded with cream and sugar, or grabbing fast food? They can just grab their Shakeology. Are they going to the bathroom more? I mean, it's like stuff that is huge for some people, but some of us don't even think about it. But those are some of the benefits of Shakeology. And you can share what improvements you notice in yourself since you started drinking Shakeology. Write down your own Shakeology story. Let me scroll down a little bit. I took a picture. I took a lot of pictures of slides because I didn't feel like writing everything down. But here's a picture of what does Shakeology do, okay? We should be familiar with all these things. Reduces junk food cravings, provides healthy energy, support with immune system, digestion and regularity, promotes healthy weight loss because you're fueling your body properly. We should know these things and be able to tell these things to people, where even if I never had a problem with regularity to begin with, well, other people do, and Shakeology has helped them, okay? So it's important to do your personal development on Shakeology. Here's a little slide just kind of going on. Here's those adaptogens that I was talking about. Just going over what's in it. Do your research, become a little bit more familiar with it, okay? I'm kind of zooming through this. Health assessment questions, right? How we're talking to our challengers or potential challengers. We can ask, what are they trying to accomplish and why do they want to accomplish it, right? Always connect with their why, because that's something that's actually meaningful. That's something that is going to kind of stir some emotion in them. How long have you been wanting to make this change? Just to kind of get them to reflect back on maybe what they've tried in the past. Did it work? Did it not work? Did you like it? Did it, do you need, it's obviously they're coming to you because they want to try something different. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's probably the biggest thing that in the beginning I wasn't doing a lot of, because if they were interested now, I wanted to get them directions on how to buy because I wanted to make a sale. And I mean, our products are great. Shakeology, fitness programs, nutritional programs, supplements, they're great. but make people your product, okay? Like invest in the person you're talking to. You really want to connect. The more questions you ask, the more they're going to feel connected to you and trust you and feel like you are matching them up with the best option for them. Let's go on before I start blabbing. So like I said before, write down your Shakeology story. Okay, we always talk about our fitness journey. We always show befores and afters. But I mean, before sitting through this workshop, I never thought about writing down my Shakeology story and really telling people or telling challengers or potential challengers kind of what Shakeology, focusing mainly on Shakeology, what it's done for me. There's a lot of, on the Team Beachbody blog, there's a lot of good blog entries that you can share, people talking about their own success stories with Shakeology. The work's already done, right? Beachbody does a great job of promoting and advertising and getting the facts together. And this blog has a lot of things that you can share and point maybe potential challengers in the direction of, so they can kind of do their research on there as well before they decide whether or not they would like to work with you as their coach. And then, like I said before, they mentioned spotlight one key ingredient a week, like all those things, ashwagandha, things that I don't know what that is. So I need to do my personal development on Shakeology. And then, are you following up? Which is huge. I have so many people who have bought challenge packs. I was just thinking today, so many people who have bought challenge packs, which obviously comes with Shakeology, and they've tried it, and they either stayed on Home Direct a month or two, canceled it right away, or maybe they're still on Home Direct. Those who are not on Home Direct, I should follow back up with them. See, maybe they're ready for a new program. Maybe they fell off the wagon and they just want to be added back into a challenge group to be held accountable. Maybe they ran out of Shakeology, but they've just been putting off getting some more because they weren't sure how to do it. Follow up. You sign on to be somebody's coach. Well, they sign on for you to be their coach. And don't, after the challenge group is over, just set them aside and forget about them, okay? Make sure we're following up with Shakeology customers, and make sure you're asking questions that always lead back to their why, and continue to show them the value of Shakeology. Relate what Shakeology is going to do for them to get them closer to their why, okay? Let's see what else. Okay, we've got a slide with good questions for like a one-on-one private message. Again, connects back to their why with them. Ask them how Shakeology makes them feel. They probably haven't put it down into words unless they're telling someone else about it. Oh, well, ever since I started drinking Shakeology, I've noticed this, and I feel like this, and ask them to put it out on the table how they feel. Ask them how they're making their Shakeology, if they like it. If they don't, of course, suggest another recipe. And then just continue to ask other engaging questions in the challenge group to keep people, keep showing them the value of Shakeology, I guess. And then here are our questions for the challenge group. Things like simple things. Are any of you drinking fewer energy drinks? Or, you don't need that cup of coffee in the morning because you're grabbing your Shakeology and it's giving you your boost for the day. Fewer cravings. Has anyone heard of moringa? Because you're drinking it every day. Go ahead and Google it. And then people are like, I don't know what I'm drinking. Okay, kind of like me. I just drink it. And then what do you replace Shakeology with? Do you grab it for breakfast? Do you have it for dinner because you just got home from work and you're lazy, which is what I sometimes do? Just go ahead and make them think about things. There was Shakeology workshop. Another workshop that we had was kind of taking coaching from a hobby to a career. So I know I've said a lot of times before, they had a great national wake-up call. I forget who spoke on it, but it was basically, the gist of it was treat your business like a hobby, something you do every now and then, earn a couple $100 a month or whatever. And you're going to get paid like a hobby. If you treat it like a career, if you treat it like a business, you're going to get paid like a business. Lindsay Matway posted something saying, you know, here you basically paid $40 to start your Beachbody business, but it's a business nonetheless. If you paid the startup, the rent, the supplies, whatever, for what you think of as like a stereotypical business, would you put more time and effort into it? Probably, right? Just because we only paid $40 to start up this business, hey, we're lucky. We only paid $40 to start up this business, and it has the potential to be a career, to have a sustainable income. So are you going to treat it like a hobby, or are you going to treat it like a career? It's up to you, okay? So basically you want to identify your no matter what's, and this is kind of hard to read, but no matter what's are kind of just like your vital behaviors, or what we have listed in our power hour. Those are the things you want to make sure you're doing every day if you want this to turn into a career. HIIT Success Club, it's a non-negotiable. It's a no matter what. That's something you always need to be working towards throughout the month. It's important to track your business. So we've got the business activity tracker, and we've got a couple other checklists uploaded in our website to help you track your business. And this will kind of go hand in hand when we talk about the new leadership ladder. But if you're not tracking your business and putting down the numbers and seeing kind of where your gaps are, you're not going to be able, it's going to be difficult to kind of look back and see, well, where am I going wrong? How can I do better? It's going to be difficult to self-evaluate, right? This quote down here that I loved, be more interested rather than interesting. So instead of trying to woo your challenger or potential challenger, whoever you're inviting and connecting with, be interested in them. Make it about them. Ask them the questions. Find out what their why is. Find out what they want to accomplish, okay? Yeah, I share, when someone tells me something, it's easy for us and it's good for us, and we don't want to sound all salesy and gross, so we do share our journey, but then bring it back to them, right? It's about them. It's not about us. So be more interested than interesting. And then here we just talk about basically how duplication multiplies. So if you're doing all the no matter what's in your business, you're going to be able to teach that to your new coaches, and they're going to be, you know, they're going to have the same success that you do, right? And then just a huge one is show up consistently, right? If you really want this to be a career, you've got to be doing the little things every day. It's like the compound effect that we read, okay? You got to, I mean, this is your business and you need to treat it that way. You need to get to events. You need to get to Super Saturday. You need to get to Summit. You need to get on the national wake-up calls. You guys are already on the team call tonight. You need to own your role as a leader in your own business, right? So even if you're just starting out and you just signed your first coach, you're a leader, okay? They signed on to be on your team. And even though you might not feel like you've got a big team and you're a leader, you are in a leadership position and you've got to own it. Release the expectation that your business will happen naturally and create your own opportunities. Okay, a lot of people sign up to be a coach and think it's going to happen. They heard someone else's success. It doesn't just happen. We all start out with 0 coaches. We all start out as just a coach. That's our rank. We all start out with no volume on our team, no bonuses. It's what you make out of it, right? You've got to create your own opportunities. You know the direction you want to head, and we talk all the time about the little things that you can do every day to get yourself there. So again, create your own opportunities to connect. And then exceed expectations, right? It says, do for one what you do for a tribe. So just like we were talking about, whether you have one coach underneath of you on your team or you've got 95 coaches in your downline, treat that one. Another thing that Summer Tucker was saying at Summit, don't stomp on your own sprouts, okay? Whether you're don't say, oh, I'm just an emerald coach. Say, I'm an emerald coach. I mean, that's a big deal, okay? Don't say, oh, I just have one coach underneath me. You've got one coach underneath of you, right? Don't stomp on your own sprouts. It's kind of a funny saying, but if you can't treat one coach with respect, how are you going to treat 90 coaches with respect, right? So do for one what you do for a whole tribe. That's your team, and that's really going to be the foundation of your team. Your first coaches are oftentimes the foundation of your team, and the ones who are motivated and that you get started right, those are going to be the future leaders on your team, right? So like I said, invest in your coaches and challengers. And then if you want to make it a career, you're going to go from me to we, okay? It's not all about you. In the beginning, you're trying to get your own business off the ground, and you're kind of going more for quantity of coaches over quality of coaches. As you progress in your business, it's going to be a lot more about helping your coaches succeed than it is about getting your own Success Club points and signing your own coaches, right? You're going to end up going from me to we. And then the last little bullet here is discipline trumps talent. So if you've ever heard, this is what I related it to. I always heard in high school playing sports and stuff, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And it's so true, okay? So you can think someone's the best at social media and PicMonkey and blah, blah, blah. If they're not behind the scenes inviting and putting the hard work in, it's not going to pay off like it would for someone who is doing the vital behaviors every day. Leadership ladder, I know I'm going through this really fast, was actually, do you guys have any questions so far? Or are we okay so far? All right, so leadership ladder, I actually want to pull up, where is it? Okay, so when you log in and you see your Success Club qualification box in the center of your page, you now see the leadership ladder tab there, which it wasn't always there before. So in this box, you basically have a lot of benchmarks that it kind of measures for you. So you want to use that box as a benchmark. This is a great tool. It goes over commission, Success Club points, rank, volume on your weak leg, number of coaches who have at least one Success Club point. Use this as a benchmark. As a Beachbody coach, it's so tempting, and I know we all do it, to look at other coaches and compare yourself to them. And it's natural to compare yourself because you want to kind of gauge where you're at in the pack. But it really just discourages you a lot of times. It sets you back. You're focusing on other people and not on your own business. So we're going to use this leadership ladder every time we log in as a benchmark. This will help you see where you sit in each category compared to other coaches that are in your same rung, like team builder, team leader, in your same rung. So this means you can put your blinders on. You can check out this leadership ladder box, put your blinders on, use this as your benchmark, and you don't have to look at other coaches and compare yourself. You can also see where you need to fill in the gaps. See where you kind of need to work in your business. So like, if maybe you're a little bit below average on commission, well, that tells you need to do a little bit more sales of your own. Maybe you're a little bit low on your weak leg volume. Well, that tells you need to help those coaches on your weak leg get a little bit more volume, or you need to sign some new coaches onto your weak leg to help up that volume. So it'll basically help you figure out where the gaps are in your business. That way you can make adjustments accordingly. If anyone wants to do a one-on-one call and go over their leadership ladder and see where they could work on things in their business, I would love to sit down and do that with you guys. Because I think when this first came out, I didn't really understand how it was beneficial, but I can definitely see now where it will help us in our business. And then it says, be proactive, not reactive. So a lot of times, and this can happen anytime in our business. A lot of people say, I actually just had a coach ask me today, what do you think about having a personal web page? And I told her, because I have one, I'm not getting a lot of action off of it right now. I keep up with it every now and then when I can, because I do want to I want to have that resource built so that maybe as my business does grow and I'm able to use that a little bit more, I already have it set up. I don't want to, build my business bigger and then I wish I had set up a blog earlier, or I wish I had a website set up. I wish I was a little bit more organized. So always kind of look ahead at the next step. I know when I first started coaching, I was seeing things. I was seeing websites. I was seeing blogs. I was seeing YouTube channels. that successful coaches had. And I was in the mindset, like, I'm just going to walk the walk, like act like I'm a top coach, even though I'm not. You know, those actions that you take to be towards what you want to be will slowly start to get you closer to that. Does that make sense? If you want to be a top coach, act like a top coach, right? So I wanted to have these resources like them. So I was trying to be proactive. That way I'm not going to be reactive. So Team Cup is next month. So we all know many people do not accept your invite to a challenge group on the first invite. It takes them a little while. It takes, you know, a follow-up message. It takes, oh, well, let me wait for my next paycheck. It takes a little while. So you got to be getting the invites in now. You got to be inviting the whole month of July, and then those are going to be your yeses for August. So don't let August roll around and be, shoot, I wish I sent more invites out in July, you know? So that's just another example of being proactive. Speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So if you are not hitting Success Club, don't expect your coaches to hit Success Club, right? Be a good example for your team below you. We're going to scroll on through this. Another thing Melanie Mitro said, of course, she was the top coach last year, and she said everyone would ask her, you know, what's your secret sauce? What's the secret to this? And she said she didn't have one. She said, basically, if you look at the list, if you can read it, it's the vital behaviors. She said it's truly about building relationships, connecting with new people every day, following up, the fortune's always in the follow-up, creating a supportive team environment, and remembering that it's more than just about Success Club points. I have these notes in here about diamond coaches and things that they should be doing and self-evaluation, just some questions to ask yourself that you guys can go ahead and look over. But what you do now determines your future success. We got 10 more minutes before we get kicked off of our free trial. Let's see, how are we doing? We still got a little bit to go. Whatever we don't finish tonight, we'll go ahead and go over next week. So our next workshop was on challenge groups. Obviously, in your challenge group, you want people engaged. You want them having fun. You want to show that support and accountability. You want your challengers to get results. That's what they're looking for. You want to help them reach their goals. And you want to be paying it forward yourself and helping other people. And then you want other people, the challengers, to be paying it forward as well, whether it be signing up to be a coach themselves or, referring you to other people they might know. So are you communicating the value of challenge groups? Basically, these challenge groups are like our secret to success, right? You know, everyone, you can always get a fitness program anywhere. You can always get a meal plan anywhere. But what you need is that support of the coach, of the group. It's that support system that, I mean, we know we've all been there and we're in these challenge groups every month. And it's nice to have that reminder and see other people what they're doing, and hey, I need to be doing that too, just to hold you accountable. They did suggest try starting an event page for your next challenge group. So basically, if you wanted to get some people to try size, you could make an event and invite whoever you've talked to about it already, and tell them, feel free to invite your friends. That way, anyone can join the event, make it a public event. Some people will get their friends to do it, and then their friends will look to you to be their coach as well. Just a little bit of a way to kind of spread the word along without you having to personally invite all the people in the challenge group. Here we talk a little bit more about just getting to know your prospect, about asking questions. I know just when I first started coaching, I would invite, and basically the 21-day fix was popular. That's what people wanted. That's what I thought was going to be best for most of the people. And I mean, majority of the time, I do still think it was what's best for most of the people. But I wasn't asking them a lot of questions. I felt like I was building the relationship. I was comfortable enough to reach out and actually invite them. But I was not asking questions like, what kind of time do you have to commit to your workout? Imagine yourself at your goal weight. How is that going to make you feel? Like I wasn't connecting deeply with them. And I think that that is an attribute of a great coach. And I still think that that's something that I definitely need to work on as far as inviting and connecting with challengers. So figure out their goals, their limitations, their struggles, whatever it may be. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Let's see. Oh, they were talking about connecting and focusing on what's important to them. Like we said before, tell them, this is what helped me. This is what I love about it. Why do you want to join? Don't be afraid to ask them that. And then you can go into the questions. How's your nutrition? What are you currently doing for exercise? What time, what amount of time can you commit to it? Listen for limitations. And I think we've probably all heard each one of these at some point. I don't have time. I don't have any support. Oh, my husband wouldn't want me to get this. Or, I don't have support at home. I'm not in shape. There's no way I could do that program. I don't have money, which is like, ding, ding, number one. Or no follow through. What did that mean? Anyways, maybe they just act like they're interested and they don't really follow through with it. I don't know. But anyway, so you want to relate. I really loved the way they said this. Feel, felt, found. You want to say, I know how you feel, acknowledge their feelings, their real feelings, empathize with them, okay? You want to say, I felt the same way, or I also felt a little bit lost. I felt like I was missing this or that, or I felt like I needed more of X, Y, Z. And here's what I found. So someone's saying, oh, they don't have support at home. Their husband thinks they're fine and they don't need to lose weight, but they just want to be healthy and feel better about themselves. I could say, you know what? I felt the same way. I didn't always feel like maybe my husband or my parents were on board with, trying to make the change to healthy nutrition. But I found that once I joined this challenge group, I had that supportive system. I had people checking in on me and telling me that I can do it. So I love the feel, felt, found. Remember that. And then you'll transition, if they continue to seem interested, into helping them find a program that would be good to meet their needs. And if they're not interested, you can invite them into our Knockouts United Fitness and Nutrition group. And just say, can I check back with you later next month to see if it's a better time? Or should I check back with you before our next challenge group? And a lot of the times you'll find people say, yeah, I'd love it if you would check back with me. Thanks, check back with me next time. So that's that. All right, if we get disconnected, then I hope you guys have a good night. But I want to get through this one. The money objection, this is huge. So they kind of gave us 2 tips on how to respond to this. One is a little bit more bold than the other. First one is just saying flat and simple. Do you think you could save up enough in the next 3 weeks to get into our next challenge group? We'd really love to have you join us. Second one, she said, I saw your goals. We talked about your goals. I know what your why is. This may be stepping out of bounds a little bit, but I know they're important to you, and I know that I can help get you there. Again, always connecting back to the why. And then the whole, I followed up, I invited, I followed up, and now I'm not hearing anything. So if you're hearing crickets, follow up one more time. Hey, our group is starting next week. I'm putting the finishing touches on it. Should I save you a spot? And then just go back to being their friend. Okay, go back to building the relationship. It's obviously not a good time for them. Chances are they're gonna come around later. Okay, last thing I want to go over is keeping your challengers motivated. So we have daily posts set up, and a lot of them have a call to action. Today we did Wellness Wednesday, and we wanted to hear one thing that you're doing for yourself aside from your workout. Some people are going to get their nails done. How are you going to treat yourself to something nice just for your own well-being? Lead by example. So we should be sharing our workout selfies. I've been totally slacking lately. Should be sharing those, should be sharing our Shakeology pictures. Create fun themes. We do, like today we did Wellness Wednesday, Motivational Monday, Flex Friday. And then celebrate weekly stats when someone updates us like, oh my gosh, I just fit into pants that I haven't worn in years. Everyone should be all over that, giving them lots of love. Just love on your challengers, you guys. And then personally follow up with your challengers who aren't very active in the group and get them back on the wagon, right? And then we talk about inspiring your challengers to become coaches. Identify your rockstar challengers. Message them privately. Tell them how great they're doing. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? You're basically already doing it in our challenge group. Thank them for helping you in the challenge group, for, motivating other challengers. And then offer to them what's next. If you want to stay on Home Direct, you might as well become a coach because you can get a discount. And then end with options. It's always kind of awkward when you're finishing up the challenge group and it's kind of like, all right, it's over. Bye, guys. Give them what's next. You guys want to do another